What's going on, you guys? Endeavor here. I'm going to make a brand new video for y'all. So today we'll be looking at the Insignia brand 4-port high-speed USB hub that works with PlayStation 4 Pros as well as PlayStation 4 Slims, and that's due to the form factor on the front of the consoles. So this does not actually work with the traditional launch model version. I was actually in the process of editing this video already, and I said, you know what, I better actually try hooking it up to an actual PS4 and see if it does work. This does work on an actual PS4, just to disprove the naysayers. The problem is your eject button is underneath there, and if you go to pop out a disc, you are going to jack up your disc because this physically blocks the thing. So anyway, there's your little forward. Let's get into it. So this does not actually work with the traditional launch model version, but if you have a Pro or you got the new Slim, this is a super easy way to expand the amount of USB ports you got on the front of the console and turn that from 2 ports into 4 ports. So let's go and just take a peek at this thing. It's really sleek, really simple, should be pretty awesome. So the only thing it does actually come with otherwise is a quick start guide, English and Spanish versions, as well as the actual device itself. This is pretty cool. They're making a big point that you need to stop and read this first. This actually, due to the way that the PS4 Pro and the Slim have their USB arrangements, it actually has 2 different arrangements for how you set up the USB port, this other USB port. As you can see here on the Slim, again, the ports are spread out really far apart from each other, and otherwise on the Pro, they're right next to each other, just like they were on the traditional style model, that kind of spacing. So what this is telling you to do is otherwise you remove this port and you put it in whichever one you need it for, depending on the model you're playing with. Super simple. All you do, slide this lock off and you kind of back this off. It takes a little more force than you think it might, but it's all right. One thing I noticed that if you start flipping this thing around or whatever else, this latch, this lock is actually going to start moving. And what it's doing is actually moving a small little piece in there. And all you're doing is just shifting that around on the 2 ports. So you just need to make sure that's held in place. You need to line up with this top slot to there. All you do is put that there. As long as you're holding this lock, it goes in super easy. Lock it back in place. And now that port ain't going anywhere. You're done. Alright guys, we're going to go ahead and take a look at the PlayStation 4 Slim and see how this operates with that. Make sure you put your lock back on. And now, here on the front of this console, you're just going to line it up. Again, you'll see this is a totally different arrangement than that of the Pro. A lot easier if you have 2 hands to do that. And now you get the 4 USB ports just like that. And in the case of this, the eject button doesn't do anything because that's only for the Pro. Instead, you still just use the eject button that you have here on the side of your PS4 Slim. So there's that arrangement there for you. So as you see here, it starts off in the PS4 Slim arrangement. We need to actually disconnect this connector and put it in this port instead to use it on a PlayStation 4 Pro. I've got the wireless receiver here for the headset hooked up. I've got this, just leave this cable always plugged in the front to charge a controller or the headset. And I've got that hard drive back there hooked into the USB port on the back. So not having more USB ports is kind of a bummer, especially if you want to use a PlayStation VR or something like that. So due to that case, that's why something like this exists. Doesn't hang out any farther on the bottom than the console does. You don't have any problem with that. It's got rubber feet, so it won't push up against your console too hard. And this button actually now pops out a little ways, so you can really get an easy access on pushing it. And just like that, you're done. If you want to remove it, all you got to do is give a firm grip on your console and tug out. Super easy. And let's make sure it actually works. There's the activity light, and you can see the Bluetooth receiver is currently searching for the headset. Turn on the headset, and we have sync. So there we go. Yes, this thing does in fact work. It's that simple. And now your console, PS4 Pro, has 5 USB ports. That's a lot better than the 3 that it normally comes with. So there it is, guys. Thank you very much for watching. This has been Indead. I will catch you guys later. And pieces. Boom. Oops. That's embarrassing.